So last week we read Amos and some part of and the rest of Second Kings, and we read some Psalms. And in the book of Amos, it pretty much talks about God's justice, the way He wants us to live, the things we should do and not do, the things that can cause God to judge us, and how God is righteous. That's just what Amos is all about. But in the book of Second Kings, I want to point out a few things. In Second Kings chapter 19, Hezekiah called on God when the kings came against him, and Hezekiah turned to God to help. And God answered him and gave him victory. And that just tells us that anytime we're facing challenges, we should turn to God, and He always makes the way for us. Then in 2 Kings chapter 20, the prophet told Hezekiah that he was going to die. And Hezekiah turned to God again and started, so to say, explaining himself to God, like God did not know of what he had done and what he did for God and this and that. And interestingly, God said he will not die and gave him 15 years more. That tells me that prayer changes things. So if somebody told you that prayer cannot change things, forget it. Prayer does change things. So when we are in that bind, let us look up to God, call on to Him for help, and He surely answers us. Sometimes the answer may come like right immediately. Sometimes it takes a while. Let's just trust God that He will show up for us. Then in 2 Kings 21 verse 13, something interesting there is that it talks about that He will deal with Israel like a man washes a dish, he wipes it and turns it upside down. And when I was reading that, it's interesting that that's what we do in the kitchen. We wipe the dish, we wash it, we wipe it, and we turn it upside down. So when I say that the Bible is complete, the Bible is complete. So if you have that person that doesn't want to do what they've been asked to do in the kitchen, like household chores, that's a way to convince them that this Bible is complete, and we also have to do household chores according to the Bible. And then in the Psalms, Psalm 1 just talks about living a godly life and what we should do, what we shouldn't do. Psalm 2 talks about God being our defense, and that whenever we are in a bind, we can call on God. Psalm 10 is talking about the same thing. Likewise, Psalm 33 that we read, it talks about God's justice, God defending us when we're in a bind. That's pretty much what the chapters of the Psalms were. And then this week we're going to read a lot of Psalms, and I encourage you to read with me. And I pray and hope that you have a blessed week.